Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is a quick video from your brother Numan from One True Message Foundation. I'm here joined by brother Afghani. That is actually, walaikum salam. That's actually his name. I know you're thinking Afghani, but yeah. So I was down in Southampton where I met this beautiful brother, mashallah. He was working in the hotel that I checked into. He's very helpful. He helped us out. I won't mention the hotel's name, but mashallah. So the brother was here. We got started talking about things, and I found out, mashallah, he's a revert. So brother Afghani, I wanted to share your message and share your story with our viewers, so they can see, what has gone on in your life. I think I might have to just do this though.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So my story began a very long time ago when my father unfortunately passed away when I was young. But since that time, I was wondering about what happens when you die. Will I ever get to see my father again? And I had these, tidbits that he would teach me throughout my childhood about God and about Christianity. My mother as well, God bless her, she taught me a lot about religion. They were both Christians? Yeah, so we grew up a Christian Orthodox, and that we went to church on Sundays and that sort of stuff. And although we weren't always super consistent with it, there was a lot that I learned about the religion through my parents. I read the Bible to try and understand it more, but after his passing, I wanted to take a deeper look into it. And a lot of things didn't make sense to me. And when I spoke to priests about the questions that I had and things that I wanted more information on, it was very hard to get extra information.
I mean, this is one thing that we often find is when many Christians come to us and we speak to them, they say exactly the same thing. As they delve deeper into Christianity, it pushes them closer to Islam, which is a bit of a crazy
yeah, and
thing.
The other thing as well, when I was reading the Bible, there was bits that just didn't make sense to me at all. Like, for example, with Jesus Christ, when he's teaching people how to pray, and when he shows by example, it's just written out there very clearly how to pray. It's the same way that Muslims pray.
Bowing on the floor, bowing their head on the floor.
Yeah, and the fact that some people, they seem to have this misconception that you're degrading yourself by putting yourself down, but how can you call it degrading if your own prophet in Christianity, supposedly your own God, is doing this?
SubhanAllah.
But after researching all of it and just trying to find out more, talking to people, alhamdulillah, there was a sister that's introduced me to my now partner and wife, alhamdulillah. For her, we found out so much about the religion. She organized for me and my wife to go to the mosque, and we ended up having a few conversations there, and we made our shahada there and made our relationship halal on the spot. It was beautiful. It was the best day of my life.
Did you find, so one of the things I want to say is, did you find that as you accepted Islam, you didn't actually lose Jesus? You actually gained Jesus, did you say?
Absolutely.
You actually got closer?
Say that.
Because a lot of the fear I find... a lot of the fear I find is that Christians who are very genuine and very close and want to be close to God and want to be close to Jesus as a prophet, obviously they see him as a son, which they realize is wrong eventually. But they feel that if they become Muslim, that they can actually lose that connection they have. Do you find yourself, being brought up in a Christian family, since now becoming Muslim, do you feel you're closer to actually the prophets across the board?
Honestly, since becoming Muslim, I genuinely feel closer to not just God, but also my family. Although, as of now, my mother is not yet a Muslim, inshallah, maybe someday.
Inshallah.
The same goes for my older brother, but I feel closer to them. It's made me want to reach out to them more, and I'm trying my best to spend more time with them and to show them that I love them more. And there's a lot of teachings about Jesus in the Quran that I didn't get to read or see in the Bible, and those lessons that I learned, including from Prophet Muhammad as well, both of them are exemplary people. They are amazing. They're examples of what you should be, and I try to, as best as I can, slowly make my character more like them, so that I can not only please God, but also someday be a good father and Inshallah. Be a good son to my mother.
Inshallah. Well, one other thing I want to ask you is, do you have any advice for anyone who's in your similar situation, who might be pondering or thinking about coming to Islam, might have some reservations, obviously, because there'll be a lot of the things people say to us is, we want to, but our families we can't, or you know, we're not sure. Is there any advice maybe coming from having that transition from Christianity to Islam? Is there any advice you can give some of the viewers, maybe some words of wisdom that you have or experience?
So the biggest thing that was something for me to overcome was the differences between cultural Islam and what is actually Islam. So there's a lot of misconceptions out there of what actually is the faith and what is it that we believe and why we believe these things, why we do these things that we do. And a lot of these things, they used to be Christian practice just 100 years ago. I would recommend that if you're looking into Islam right now, go online, have a look at what the actual religion says, read the Quran specifically. There's translations for every language in the world, as far as I'm aware. And the most important thing is, remember that it's a personal journey. It takes time. This isn't something that you should do in just one day and then all of a sudden, whoop-de-doo, you're a perfect Muslim, you're a perfect person. That's not how it works. When I reverted, there's still things that I did that wouldn't be classed as something a good example of a Muslim would do, but it took time for me to work on those habits and cut them out of my life and instead replace them with better habits. But whatever you think your family might have to say about it, I mean, they may think that it could be a betrayal, like, oh, this is a betrayal of the religion you were born with, how can you do this? But if they say something like that, just show them what you know. Show them that you did in fact study your own religion first, and show them what it is that you don't understand. And